A stunning development emerged from Washington in the early hours of the morning that has left millions of Americans trying to understand what just happened. While most of the country was asleep, the White House confirmed something that had been circulating as speculation for weeks. The $2,000 tariff rebate checks are now officially approved, and the way these payments will be distributed has been completely restructured in a way nobody anticipated. What makes this announcement so significant isn't just the confirmation itself. It's the dramatic reorganization of who receives priority access to these funds. For months, discussions about tariff rebates focused primarily on working families and middle-income households. Seniors were mentioned occasionally, but always as an afterthought, always positioned somewhere toward the end of the line. That has now changed entirely. Low-income seniors have been moved into a brand-new priority category, placing them among the very first Americans who will be reviewed and approved for payment. This wasn't a gradual shift that developed over weeks of public debate. This was a sudden, decisive policy change that happened almost entirely behind closed doors. According to officials familiar with the Treasury Department's internal communications, the decision came after new economic data revealed something deeply troubling. Seniors living on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and survivors' benefits have been experiencing some of the sharpest increases in financial hardship across the entire country. Many are surviving on less than $1,300 per month, and inflation has been hitting them harder than almost any other demographic group. When these findings reached decision-makers, the conversation about the rebate program shifted immediately. Advisors close to the review process say the message was clear. If the government is returning tariff revenue to the American people, those with the least financial flexibility cannot be left waiting while others are processed first. That single principle triggered a complete overhaul of how eligibility would be evaluated and how payments would be sequenced. Behind the scenes, Treasury analysts began constructing what they call a vulnerability scoring system. This framework evaluates Americans not just on income level, but on factors like benefit dependency, purchasing power erosion, and income stability. The goal was to identify who is being hurt most by rising prices, not just temporarily, but structurally. And when the data was analyzed, seniors scored exceptionally high across nearly every category. Unlike workers whose paychecks might increase with overtime or job changes, seniors live on fixed income. Their monthly benefit amounts don't adjust in real time when rent goes up or groceries become more expensive. That reality makes them uniquely vulnerable. Even households earning twice as much as a senior on Social Security often have more financial flexibility because their income can shift. Seniors don't have that option. Their checks stay the same while costs keep climbing. This insight completely reshaped the payment distribution structure. The Treasury Department reorganized the entire program into 3 major tiers, and seniors didn't just get added to the list. They were elevated into the top tier, ahead of millions of working households who were originally expected to be processed first. Seniors with annual income under $30,000 are now grouped into what officials call the early review wave. This means they will move through verification and approval before the vast majority of other Americans. Even more surprising was the last-minute addition of another senior category that wasn't part of any earlier draft. Seniors receiving less than $2,100 per month were quietly inserted into the same high-priority tier. This group wasn't mentioned in press briefings or leaked by insiders. It appeared in the final Treasury memo because new economic reports showed just how financially exposed these individuals have become. Many are forced to make impossible choices between medication, rent, and food. When officials saw this data, they made the decision to include this group without hesitation. One of the biggest concerns many seniors have is whether they'll need to navigate complicated applications or submit piles of paperwork. The answer, for most, is no. The verification process is designed to run automatically, using information the federal government already has on file. The Social Security Administration and the IRS maintain detailed records for everyone receiving benefits. This means eligibility can be confirmed without requiring seniors to fill out new forms or update tax filings. Treasury officials describe seniors as fast verify households because their approval can be processed significantly faster than almost any other demographic. For example, seniors who haven't filed tax returns in recent years, a group that often faced delays in previous relief programs, will now be processed automatically using benefit data from Social Security. Even those whose only income comes from federal benefits, with no additional earnings from work or pensions, are treated as straightforward cases. Their records are clean and complete, which allows the system to confirm identity, income level, and benefit status almost instantly. Only a small percentage of seniors may receive requests for additional verification, typically those with outdated addresses, mismatched records, or incomplete direct deposit information. But for the overwhelming majority, the system is engineered to move them forward without complications. This automatic verification model is one of the main reasons seniors were able to advance into the early approval lane. It doesn't just prioritize them on paper. It streamlines the entire technical process, so their payments can be scheduled far more efficiently than those of workers with multiple income sources or complex tax situations. As the system begins positioning seniors for early review, there's one critical factor that will determine how quickly individual payments are approved: responsiveness to official alerts. Over the coming days and weeks, seniors may see notifications in their IRS or Social Security Administration online portals. These might include requests to confirm identity, verify direct deposit details, or update a mailing address. Responding promptly to these alerts is essential because any delay or mismatch can push a file out of the fast-track lane and into manual review. Something as simple as an outdated bank account number or an address that hasn't been updated since a previous filing could pause the automatic approval process. The system is designed to approve seniors quickly, but only if the information on file is current and accurate. Treasury officials emphasize that staying alert and keeping records updated ensures the rebate moves through the system without unnecessary delays. Another question many seniors have is whether receiving this rebate will affect their ongoing benefits. The Treasury memo addresses this directly. The $2,000 payment is not counted as income, meaning it will not reduce, replace, or interfere with monthly Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or survivor's benefit checks. It's categorized as a separate rebate payment, similar to prior relief programs, and has no impact on eligibility for existing benefits. Seniors should also be aware of potential scams. The government will not call, text, or email asking for payment information or requesting that someone apply through an external link. All legitimate alerts will appear inside official IRS or Social Security Administration portals. Any message asking for payment details through a link or phone call should be ignored. One concern that often arises with federal programs is whether political disagreements could block or delay the payments. In this case, that risk is significantly reduced. Unlike traditional stimulus checks that require new legislation from Congress, this rebate operates under existing legal authority. The funds come from tariff revenue, which means Treasury has the power to distribute payments once the eligibility system is finalized. That system is now complete. While political debates may continue in Washington, they don't change the operational machinery that's already moving forward. The structural groundwork is in place. The scoring system has been finalized. Seniors have been repositioned into priority lanes. The verification protocols are active for seniors who have been struggling under the weight of inflation, watching prices rise while their income stays flat. This represents more than just financial relief. It represents a recognition that those living on fixed income deserve to be at the front of the line, not the back. After years of being overlooked in policy discussions, seniors are finally being seen for what they truly are, among the most financially vulnerable Americans, and therefore, among the most deserving of support.